Today's topic: what is a sun allergy? Welcome to International Academy Germanische Heilkunde by Dr. Hamer, MD. My name is John Hollidauer. At GHK International Academy, I represent the original seminar program, according to Dr. Hamer, in the English language. Like any allergy, the sun allergy is a track programmed into our brain during a DHS, a photographable Dirac-Hamer syndrome. In this moment of shock, the Hamer focus is created. The biological sense of this track, or allergy, is to warn us from now on of this situation. Watch out, it was the same back then. You can imagine this like a radar. If the radar beam hits an object, it beeps. Our body immediately switches back to the original special program. When the track is triggered, we call this happening a recurrence via a track. If I experience a shock and I bite into an apple, then my brain remembers this apple, and from then on I have an apple allergy. If this happens to me when I drink milk, I now have a milk allergy. Conventional medicine has not yet realized that one patient with the so-called milk allergy can react allergically with his intestine, and another person can react allergically with the skin. However, conventional medicine detects the antibodies against milk in both cases, and they call it a milk allergy. Very clever indeed. But no one asks the simple question, what is he reacting with? With the intestine or with the skin? Because of the origin symptom, we know to name the associated conflict where milk was programmed in as a track. This must be an anger conflict in the case of the milk allergy sufferer who reacts with the intestine. And in the case of the one who reacts with the skin, it must be a separation conflict. When you ask the questions like this, the allergic person's eyes brightens up and suddenly he knows why he has the allergy. Now back to the sun allergy. So, how you translate a sun allergy into Germanische Heilkunde? It is the outer skin that reacts, thus separation. Good. So, the sun allergy sufferer has suffered a separation conflict, and his brain has stored the sun. Since this separation conflict, he reacts allergically to the sun, with a recurrence on the original conflict. Now at least we know what to look for. We can even be more specific. This separation conflict must have happened during sunshine. This is how the vocabulary of conventional medicine is translated. The sun allergic person has suffered a separation conflict during sunshine, period. Whereby the decisive thing here is not the track but the cause. That is, the separation conflict. When the conflict is resolved, and only then the track dissolves and the allergy disappears. Everything that is chronic runs on tracks, also diabetes. Now a case study with sun allergy. A therapist on the island of Rügen organized a series of seminars for me, from spring to summer. In the summer, on the last day of the seminar, she told the audience about her sun allergy, which is now finally gone. For more than 6 years she has tried everything as a therapist and left nothing out, but nothing helped. She had to avoid the sun. Her conflict? 6 years ago, this therapist did a healing fasting hike across the island with her clients. In the group there was an enlightened person. He was completely enlightened and only ate white bread and olive oil. One day he said out loud, "Women are energetically dark in the genital area." He then have turned to the therapist and continued, "You are also dark down there." The therapist was offended and reacted badly, and she yelled at him, "Get lost, you stupid moron." She retreated and soaked on the rock in the blazing sun, and in doing so she got herself a proper sunburn. In the evening she crawled towards this enlightened one and asked for some olive oil for her sunburn. So much for her clearly described separation conflict. The day she suffered her separation conflict was a hot day, and it resulted in sunburn. At the seminar, the therapist said enthusiastically that my explanation during the many days of the seminar had made her realize what has happened, And indeed, it was the last summer seminar day and she no longer reacted to the sun. But why did this therapist get rid of her sun allergy? By recognizing the conflict? What happened there? Tracks are part of the conflict. Tracks are pointing to the conflict, like DHS. They cause a relapse. And tracks only dissolve when the conflict is dissolved. As I said, the track is nothing more than an early warning system. And when the radar system beeps to maintain the image of the conflict, our body immediately starts the sensible biological special program again, which should help me to solve the cause. The biological sense of the outer skin lies in the active phase, with impaired short-term memory, is to forget the person from whom one was separated or wanted to be separated, and to be able to solve this separation conflict again. I hope my explanation wasn't too complicated. In recognizing the conflict, the therapist must have solved it. However, that works only if the conflict has become irrelevant. In addition, the therapist told me that this enlightened one died 3 years ago. The enlightened one now is in nirvana, so this cannot happen to her anymore, and this solved her conflict. The therapist was not aware of the deeper connections of her recovery, but her body and the subconscious understand very well. The knot was untied for her by recognizing the conflict. The therapist would have been less fortunate if this enlightened person would be still on Earth. Then nothing would have changed at all in her sun allergy. So, be aware, a conflict is not automatically solved by recognition. If this conflict can happen again, then the tracks remain, whether I agree with it from my mind or not. The quintessence of this case study. With the knowledge of Germanische Heilkunde, one can help oneself very efficiently. Have fun with your studies. Believe nothing. It is very easy to fall away from belief. Only through experience does faith become knowledge. Thus we lose the fear of the disease. See you in the following video. Goodbye.
Germanische Heilkunde is considered by those who have understood its underlying principles to be the most significant discovery in known human history. While conventional medicine is based on more than 5,000 hypotheses, Germanische Heilkunde can be proven at any time to be the only medicine that is scientifically verifiable. With Germanische Heilkunde, for the first time in recorded human history, there is a scientifically verifiable medicine for each patient case. More than 30 medical universities have already confirmed this in the past. Still, Dr. Hamer's discoveries have been suppressed and denigrated for over 40 years. Take your health into your own hands and learn Germanische Heilkunde while you are still healthy. For this purpose, the GHK International Academy offers you an extensive program of seminar tutorials from the basics through the organ level to the psychoses. This seminar program will change your relationship with your body and your health once and for all. You will find the direct link to the homepage of the GHK International Academy below the video.